Let's talk about that moment. The one where a successful company has to choose between survival and its very soul. We're going to dive into the story of ViewCraft Digital, a boutique brand that was flying high, but hiding a huge vulnerability. And then, boom, it had to face a reckoning that almost broke it completely.
And this, right here, this is the trap that ViewCraft fell into when its entire world got turned upside down. It's that brutal choice every leader absolutely dreads. Do you move fast with what you think you know, or do you wait for the full picture and risk total collapse while you're waiting?
All right, so to really get how it all fell apart, you first have to understand just how perfect the picture looked from the outside. Let's take a look at how ViewCraft built its amazing brand and what exactly made it so special. Now, ViewCraft wasn't some giant corporation, not at all. It literally started in a garage with its founder, David Kim. He looked at an industry that was just full of cheap plastic and kind of junky screens, and he had a totally different vision. He decided to marry high-end, really color-accurate electronics with beautiful solid wood craftsmanship. See, he wasn't just selling another gadget. He was selling a piece of art, a piece of furniture, really, something that felt both nostalgic and modern at the same time.
And that vision? Oh, it paid off big time. ViewCraft rocketed to become a $6.2 million a year business. And that number, that's not just about revenue. It's proof that David's bet was spot on. People were absolutely willing to pay a premium for real quality and design.
And this wasn't just a flash in the pan. The growth was incredibly steady. Month after month, you can see the sales just climbed and climbed, eventually hitting a consistent 2,000 units. From the outside, it looked like a business that had found this perfect, unstoppable rhythm. So who was buying these? A super loyal customer base that just got it. They appreciated the difference. In a market flooded with cheap gadgets, ViewCraft was offering elegance, something curated. They weren't trying to be the cheapest, they were trying to be the best, with some frames costing up to $899. They built a powerful, premium brand. But, that kind of success, it can hide some serious risks. And underneath this perfect picture was a single hidden vulnerability. Let's dig into how this entire multi-million-dollar operation was basically balanced on a knife's edge.
The whole problem, the entire thing, came down to one decision: setting up a single-source supply chain. It's exactly what it sounds like. You rely on just one single supplier for a critical part you absolutely cannot live without. And hey, it's efficient, it's simple, and as ViewCraft was about to find out, it's incredibly, incredibly dangerous.
And this lays out the disconnect perfectly. On one side, you've got the brand promise: artisanal, luxury, timeless. That's what the customers saw and fell in love with. But on the other side, well, that was the operational reality. A super fragile pipeline where all the electronic guts of the product, the stuff that made it work, came from just one single place.
And here it is, the single point of failure. A company called TechFlow Electronics, based in Shenzhen. They were the ones providing those beautiful, color-accurate screens and the high-performance circuit boards. They were a fantastic partner, right up until they weren't. TechFlow was the single thread holding ViewCraft's entire production together. So what happens when that single thread snaps? Well, this is where the company has to face its reckoning. A global disruption changes literally everything, and suddenly that perfect picture starts to crack. And just like that, the what if becomes a what now. A massive, global supply disruption hits. That quiet, humming pipeline from Shenzhen just goes silent. Production grinds to a halt. Orders can't be filled. That steady, upward climb on the sales chart, it doesn't just slow down, it flatlines.
So I want you to put yourself in David Kim's shoes for a second. Your growth has totally stalled out. Your production is dead in the water. Your brand's reputation is on the line. Seriously, what would you do? This isn't a textbook problem anymore. It's an existential threat.
So out of that crisis, 4 potential paths forward emerged. 1, they could try to source everything domestically. 2, diversify their suppliers internationally. 3, totally redesign the product. Or 4, make a really radical pivot into a whole new market. And believe me, every single one was a gamble.
And here's the crucial point, right? None of these options are easy, and not a single one was free. Every choice came with a massive cost. So let's break down the huge trade-offs ViewCraft was staring down.
Each path presented a different kind of pain. Thinking about going domestic? Sure, that gives you maximum quality control, which is great for the brand, but it's wildly expensive and it is the slowest option by far.
Okay, how about diversifying internationally? It's faster, but then you're risking the very quality your brand is built on. Redesign the whole thing? That means huge R&D costs, and you might alienate the customers who loved the original in the first place. And that pivot? Well, that was the ultimate Hail Mary, betting the entire company on something completely new. So you see, this wasn't just about finding a new supplier. It was a fundamental choice between short-term survival and long-term viability. It was a choice between saving the company for the next 6 months versus building one that could actually last for the next 10 years.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a minute. ViewCraft's crisis holds some really universal lessons. Because honestly, this was never just about photo frames. It's about how any business, any project, really can prepare for a shock. So what are the big lessons here? What can we all learn from this? Well, first, success can make you completely blind to your own weaknesses. Second, real strength, true resilience, isn't just about being efficient. It's about having options, about being diversified. It also shows that your brand promise is totally worthless if your operations can't actually back it up. And finally, a crisis, as painful as it is, can be a rare chance to rethink everything from the ground up.
And that's really why this matters, isn't it? It's all about building strategic resilience. The goal isn't to design a business that only works when the sun is shining and everything is perfect. The goal is to build one that's robust enough to withstand the shocks that, let's be honest, will inevitably come.
So I'll leave you with this question. Whether you run a business, or you lead a team, or maybe you just manage your own career, it's worth asking yourself, where is my single point of failure? And is my strategy truly prepared for its reckoning?